Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's BBC Sharing. I'm the DJ Natalie, and today we are glad to have our librarian Beatrice and Rachel from Follow for this week's sharing. What book would you like to talk about this time?
Today we would like to talk about The Book Thief written by Marcus Zusak.
But I remember that we had a session of BBC about this book just a week ago.
This time we will talk about the deeper meanings of the story, like the main character Liesel's love of books and the examples of symbolism, instead of summarizing the book.
As you may remember from last week, Liesel loved to read books and cherished them with all of her heart. For example, when a bonfire was set up to burn books, Liesel risked hurting herself in the fire to sneak up to a pile of books and steal one of them. She hid the book in her jacket and took it back home to read.
That really shows her love of books. So now that we have proven Liesel's love of books, can we move on to the symbolism of the books?
Every book she owned symbolizes different events in her life. For example, the first book she got was the Gravedigger's Handbook, which she found on the day of her brother's funeral. To Liesel, this book symbolizes the memories she had had with her brother.
The next books she got were called Faust the Dog and the Lighthouse, which were presents from her foster father, who had to sell all of his cigarettes in order to buy them. Her foster father loved to smoke cigarettes, but still chose to give them up so he could afford books for Liesel, which is why these two books symbolize the love between Liesel and her foster father.
So the author used books to symbolize significant events in Liesel's life?
More than that, the author also wanted to show how words are powerful. When Liesel's neighborhood was raided, Liesel and her neighbors hid from bombs in a basement. While waiting for the raid to end, she read one of her books aloud and was able to use her voice to soothe her neighbors by getting their minds off of reality, showing that words can be very powerful.
Oh, and no, just like the book thief used the power of words to attract both of you and last week's group to share it on BBC. We're almost out of time. What is your favorite quote from this book then?
Together, they would watch everything that was so carefully planned collapse, and they would smile at the beauty of destruction.
What a good quote.
You may also borrow this book from the library. The call number is FZUS. I repeat, FZUS.
That's the end of today's BBC. See you next time. Bye
Bye-bye!